Hey guys, I just want to share with you a little bit about my journey into this carnivore diet. To start, today is December 1st, and I started the carnivore diet exactly a week and 3 days before Thanksgiving. So I'm about 3 weeks into the carnivore diet now, and I gotta say, I'm a true believer. Um, I've lost 14 pounds. When I started, I was at 280 pounds, which, believe it or not, was not rock bottom for me. And now I'm down to 266 pounds and I feel great. Today, I just ran my first mile and a half in about 8 months. I'm very optimistic by the end of next week, I'll be able to bring that to 2.5 and hopefully even 3 miles. So, this diet has been very good to me. And I want to talk about my past and my eating habits and what the carnivore diet has done for me. So, I am 39 years old. Um, when I was young in high school, I was very athletic. I played competitive tennis. I played football. I played uh, backyard sports with all my friends. I rode dirt bikes, everything you can imagine. And around the age of 18 and 19, I did what most kids my age did and started drinking beer and having a good time with all my friends. And that eventually got a little out of control. After I graduated high school, I put on a lot of weight fast. And by the age of 20, I had probably weighed about 240 pounds. I went to enlist in the military, and the military told me I'm too heavy, that I need to lose weight. So I went on a low carb diet at the time, referred to as the Atkins diet, and had pretty good success with that. I quit drinking. I was very regimented. I started running and walking quite often, and I was able to drop, I think it was 45 pounds rather quickly. After I dropped that weight, I went back to the recruitment office and I enlisted to join the U.S. Coast Guard at age 20. I think I lost that weight in about 6 months, if I remember correctly, and I enlisted. Um, so I did 10 years in the military and I struggled with my weight the entire time because I went right back to my old drinking and eating habits. The difference being is that every 6 months in the military, you have to weigh in. So every 6 months, I would go on these extreme diets and lose just enough weight to skate by, until finally I couldn't keep up with it anymore. And quite frankly, I was discharged because of my weight, and that's okay. I was fortunate enough to land a job, still working with the Coast Guard, but on the civilian side now, and I love my work. I love what I do. But again, that enabled me to go back to my old habits, drinking beer, eating whatever I want, and not paying attention to the consequences. In 2019, I had my first child. My baby boy came into this world, and in 2020 he started walking naturally, and I found I was struggling to keep up. So I decided I need to make a change. So January 1st, 2020, I went into a very regimented diet, uh, the keto diet, and I quit drinking completely. I was sober for 2 years, and in the first year, 2020, I went from 295 pounds and I got down to 195 pounds by January 1st, 2021. I had to run almost half a marathon to get there on the first, but I did it, and I was very proud of that. And I'll share some of those pictures with you of that transformation. In 2022, everything was going swimmingly. I gained a little bit of weight back, but I wasn't disappointed in myself because I was in a maintenance mode rather than a weight loss mode, which I knew I was eventually going to transition to. But I stayed off the alcohol, which I think was the biggest contributing factor. I got back up between 210, 215 pounds, which is where I assumed I would be most comfortable for the most part. In March of 2022, we bought a fixer-upper. And I love this house. I'm sitting in this house recording this video right now. I'm very proud of this house. We did everything ourselves. We did the floors, we did the cabinets, we cleared the backyard. We've completely transformed this house, and that's a whole nother video. But buying this house made me put my health aside. And one of the things that happened was I found myself more and more often going to places like McDonald's and Wendy's and Checkers and just buying junk food to get me through the projects so I could eat fast on my way to Lowe's or Home Depot and get more work done and not have to worry about cooking. One thing led to another. I think in March of 2022, I had my first drink in 2 years, and then the drinking habits kind of piled on again, along with the eating habits that were increasingly getting worse. So here I am, November 2023, a week before Thanksgiving, and I'm having a conversation with my father about the carnivore diet. He'd been on the carnivore diet for 2 months and saw incredible results and said he's never felt better. So a week before Thanksgiving, a week and a half technically, I decide I'm gonna go ahead and start the carnivore diet. I found I kept putting it off, putting my diet off. Back in September, I said I was gonna start a diet, but due to something that I was expecting in September, I was going to wait until after that event. And then October came around and I put it off in October. Then November came around and one day I was looking for something to eat for lunch, and I found myself digging through the pantry with rotisserie chicken in one hand and looking for a carbohydrate to go with it. And, after reflecting on the conversation I had with my father, I said, you know what? Let's just eat the rotisserie chicken today. We'll start with that for lunch. And then for dinner, we'll have some bacon and eggs. And let's see how that goes. So I ate that. And then on day 2, I had bacon and eggs for breakfast. I don't remember what I had for lunch. And I had a steak for dinner. And on day 3, I did the same thing. And on day 4, I had a crushing headache. And I started cramping like crazy. And I called my dad and said, why the hell do you do this? And he said, just stick to it. Trust me. You'll get through it. So I did. And here I am, 3.5 weeks later, and I'm 14 pounds down, and I just ran 1.5 miles, and I couldn't be happier. I was running 3 miles every day by the end of 2021, and I was so proud of myself, and my family was proud of me. I ran my first half marathon in April of 2021. I completed it. I was skeptical I'd even be able to do that. Had it not been for an injury, I would have completed it in under 2 hours, but I was injured, so I had to limp across the finish line, but I got it done. I fell in love with running, and I have a euphoria from running today. Just the fact that I got it done. At 266 pounds, I ran 1.5 miles, something 3 weeks ago I couldn't even imagine trying. So if I could say one thing is, if you're struggling and you're watching this video, stick with it, keep going, it's worth it. And I'm gonna keep reporting in to let you know how my journey goes with the carnivore diet. Thank you for listening. Please subscribe.